Isn't it interesting how Niner fans are still so invested in Trey Lance? All of them. There's some Niner fans who are really pulling for Trey Lance, even though he's not on the team anymore, which is interesting. How many former Niners get that treatment? But I mean, I watched the game. You guys watched the game. A lot of Niner fans, I think more Niner fans than Charger. There aren't that many Charger fans, to be fair. But I think more Niner fans than Charger fans watched that preseason game. Niner fans want to know what's going on with Trey Lance. And now that he's getting coached by Jim Harbaugh, it's like even more intriguing, because if that works out, it's like a double in your face. I mean, the coach you exiled and the quarterback you exiled team up like double dragon. No, I can't have that. So you have the people who are super invested in him and are rooting for him to succeed, to the point where some are even say, like, I hope he shoves it in the Niners' faces. I hope he makes the Niners look stupid. These are Niner fans. That's one extreme. Then you have the other extreme of Niner fans who are actively rooting for his downfall still. They watch that game, they get in the comments like, it was third stringers, bro. Relax, bro. 6 yards per attempt, bro. He wasn't even that good, bro. Like, I think that's funny. Why do you care? If he isn't that good and he's not on the Niners anymore, then why do you even care? Because all Niner fans care about this guy. You know who they don't care about? You know who you and all Niner fans no longer give a flying F about? Jimmy Garoppolo. That man was your starting quarterback for 6 years. If you saw him walking down the street, you'd be like, I think that was Jimmy. What's he doing these days? Is he still in the league? What team is he on? What happened to him? I don't think about him at all anymore. Huh. He's got gray hair now. He can't be in the league anymore, right? If he were to play well for the Rams, I don't think any Niner fan would care. Okay. Good. Or not. But Trey's a whole different story. Why? Because Trey never got a chance. 4 starts. It's unique. It is utterly unique. There's never, ever, ever, ever been a top 5, top 3 pick who got no chance, who got 4 chances to start for a team and then got jettisoned. It's not like he got in legal trouble. It's not like he was a drug addict. The Niners just drafted a project and then immediately decided they didn't want to do the project. And so the fans who were invested are upset with the Niners and still want Trey Lance to succeed, even if it means that it's bad. People get fired with the 49ers. And then you have the other people who just want him to fail. Because they're so invested in Kyle Shanahan being right that if Kyle Shanahan says, I've seen him in practice, he's no good, I can see the future, he sucks, there's no point, then they're like, well, he's right. Kyle's right. So they need Trey Lance to be bad to maintain their belief in Kyle Shanahan being, right most of the time, knowing what he's doing. Even though I think it's pretty clear at the quarterback position, he's figuring it out at best. He does have Mac Jones here, finally. That's good self-awareness. He did bring in Sam Darnold. That's 2 for 2 with the quarterbacks. But it's like Trey Lance. Kyle Shanahan, it's like he's, cleaned up his act, goes to church, work things out with future quarterbacks, doing all the right things. Work things out with Darnold, work things out with Mac Jones. But you're haunted by the Trey Lance thing. You can't get past it because you gave up 3 first-round picks in the third to get him. You never gave him a chance, and people let you slide because Brock Purdy exists, and people think you know what you're talking about. So if Jim Harbaugh shows people that you don't, and you just lost interest in coaching Trey Lance and pretty much threw him away, then people are going to start wondering about Kyle Shanahan. Are you just a scheme guy? Do you know anything about the most important position? It's such an interesting topic. It's like, remember that movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer? It's like that. You know what I mean? Like he buried Trey Lance, buried him. And now like Trey Lance is out in public and he's like, oh my God, he's still alive. Oh my God, I thought we took care of this. Everyone. Didn't we bury him? He's out. He's alive. What do we do? 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 Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He just played good football. He played football. He was good. Uh-oh. What do we do? And I think that's, again, why some people are so emotionally tied to Trey, is they felt he got buried for doing nothing wrong. Here's something. Let's say the Niners had drafted Mac Jones. I've been doing this thought exercise. Mac Jones might be the starting quarterback right now. He might be worth $250 million. I don't know. What if Trey Lance had just not been drafted by the 49ers? What if he had been drafted by one of these coaches who's really good with the quarterback position, like a former quarterback who has, can handle can develop the quarterback position and is good with scheme? Someone like, I'm just going to pick a name randomly. And I know they weren't in position to get him. But what if like Minnesota had drafted Trey Lance? They had Kirk Cousins. Let's say Kevin O'Connell was Trey Lance's coach from the beginning. Or let's say Jim Harbaugh was Trey Lance's coach from the beginning. What would be different? I think all Niner fans know, as much as you love Kyle Shanahan, even if you love Kyle Shanahan, you have to acknowledge that trading up for Trey Lance, whom everyone knew needed reps, right? The book on Trey was he really could become someone special, a la Josh Allen, if he gets reps. He's unusually green. He's 20. He's like 300 throws in college, and he's coming off a COVID year, which is, 1 in a million. So if you draft him, you got to play him. Everyone knew that. So what did the Niners do? Not play him. Like that was going to work. And then they were so surprised that not playing the guy who needed reps didn't work. They just got rid of him. You know what I liked about what Harbaugh did yesterday? Played him in the third quarter. I didn't think he would. That's why I started my instant reaction at halftime. Then I look up, I'm so pleasantly surprised to see that Jim Harbaugh left him in. He could have taken him out at halftime. His passer rating was like 137. And you could have said, yay. And you could control the narrative that way, right? Talking about controlling narratives. Hey, man, gave him a half. Numbers were crazy. But that's bullshit. What he needs is all the reps he can freaking get. And Jim Harbaugh is committed to giving him those reps. He said it after the game. He needs reps, and he's going to get him here. If he had been drafted by someone else, this could have went a whole different direction. I don't know that he'll be. I'm not saying that he can be elite. I'm not saying that. But I think he can be a solid starting quarterback. Minimum. What is the difference between him and Sam Darnold? What is really the difference between him and Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold, was labeled a bust. But he wasn't. He's a good quarterback. And all it took was him going to the right team, him growing up a little bit, going to the right team, being in the right situation, a coach who really believed in him. And it's like, oh yeah, that's who people thought you were going to be when you got drafted. Now, Sam Darnold is exactly who people thought he would be when he got drafted. Good, not elite, not the number one pick, but good. Not a dual threat quarterback, but mobile. Can throw on the run. Strong arm. Not the most accurate quarterback, not the best feel in the pocket, but good. Is that not Trey Lance? Not the most accurate quarterback. Not really a dual threat, but he can run. He can throw on the move. He's big. I think they have a lot in common. And they struggled for different reasons. Like the Niners and Jets are polar opposites. The Niners were good, the Jets were bad, but in a sense, both situations were bad situations for young quarterbacks who needed development. Both quarterbacks were made to look a lot worse than they were. So that's how I feel about the Trey Lance situation. And I'm just so glad. To me, he's like the easiest person in the world to root for. Why would you not root for Trey Lance? It's not like he got drafted by the Niners, developed a cocaine habit, committed assault, went to jail. He didn't do anything like that. Kyle just lost interest. He changed his mind. And I think, isn't it a horror story to think that someone could draft you and then discard you and ruin your whole career without thinking twice, and no one cares because Brock Purdy came along? Like, I think your heart goes out to someone like that. Maybe some people feel he shouldn't have been drafted third overall at all. And like, yeah, I think he earned it. There was a draft process. If the Niners hadn't taken him with the third pick, someone else would have fucking taken him with the third pick. Every other top 5 quarterback. I mean, Jamarcus Russell got like how many? Jamarcus Russell was on syrup and he got like 25 starts because people just wanted to make sure that the syrup, was ruining his career. And it did. Allegedly. As far as I know, Trey Lance has never taken any scissor. Remember when that was a thing? Oh, I guess it still is a thing. People who like brag about doing that in their raps, it's like, yo, that's a bad idea, sir. I would, the sugar alone, but I mean, that's a very strong, what are you doing? It's addictive. It could ruin your life. Syrup. Yuck.